Hey friends, I'm here today with another of name brand wigs best selling styles. This is Cameron by Rene of Paris in the color Creamy Toffee R. This color is also one of their best sellers in the Rene of Paris line of wigs. So if you want to know more about this short, low density style with some choppy layers and a party in the back, then stick around, I'll tell you all about her. Denise. I'm also known as Hey Wig Sister on Instagram and Facebook. I share lots of wig related content. I suffer from hair loss and I talk about that on occasion as well. And I'm so glad you're here. If you have never heard of name brand wigs, you should check them out. They did send me this style. They've sent me a handful of their best sellers and I'm showing them because I think it can be helpful to know what everyone else is loving, don't you? And so it's fun to show these best sellers. Let me show you this from all sides. What a unique style, huh? The curl that they stuck in this top layer back here, but nowhere else. That's really interesting, and I would not have guessed that that was back there when I first saw this wig. So if you're looking for something with some interest and something just a little bit different than normal, that is really kind of unique and neat. This piece, like I said in the beginning, is low density. This does not have a lot of hair. It is this kind of choppy layered look. Layers in the back. There is the tiniest bit of Permatease right here, just to give it a little bit of roundness and a tiny bit of lift, but it doesn't make it overwhelmingly poofy, and there really isn't much right here. Just a little bit on the top, but I've had basic cap wigs, which this is a basic cap. It doesn't have a lace front. It doesn't have any monofilament, that had a lot of Permatease and it feels really poofy and looks a little poofy in the mirror to the eye. And this one isn't doing that to me. So I think this has got a good amount of Permatease. You don't have to worry about seeing the cap, but it isn't an overwhelming amount that's going to be poofy. That also means if you want to get this bigger, if you like to get into that Permatease, zhuzh it up and make the hair bigger, you're not going to get a ton of volume in this one. There just isn't enough hair or Permatease to make that happen. Now this has, I think the bangs are 5 inches when I looked at the description. They definitely hang, let me pull it forward where it should be. They definitely hang in my eyes. That is really common for me when I get wigs with bangs. Let me push it back a little bit just so that I can see you guys, because I have only 2.5 inch measurement right here. I don't have a huge forehead, and so I find if I get pieces like this with bangs that I have to trim those bangs up in order to wear them comfortably. So look at your measurements, see what they are compared to mine, and that will tell you whether or not, if you get a piece with this length of bangs, that you would need to cut them. I do have a video showing you how to do that with a thinning razor. It's super easy, especially on a piece that already has the bangs. You just need to trim the length a little bit. And when you use a thinning razor as opposed to a straight scissors, you don't have to worry about taking a giant snip or creating too blunt of a line. It's really foolproof. I'll make sure that video is linked below. Another thing that I'm noticing on this one, there's a piece of the bang that kind of wants to stick out a little bit. On low density straight styles like this, that can happen. This is made with regular synthetic fibers. These are not heat friendly synthetic, but you can take a all plastic hot air brush to deal with that. I actually have a video, the same video that I show how to trim the bangs. I think I show how to use a hot air brush with that wig because I had some trouble with those bangs as well to fix that. And if the heat from a hot air brush that's all plastic, that's really critical, those don't get as hot as the kind of hot air brushes that have metal, then you can use a clothing steamer. One takeaway I want you to take from this. Number one, don't judge this negatively because of these bangs. It is what it is with wigs. You can work with that. And if you are going to eliminate any wig that comes to you that needs a little bit of work, you're not going to have very many wigs to choose from. That's why I do Tip Tuesday videos and I show you how to do these things. But number two, I want to encourage you to maybe step out of your comfort zone occasionally. Try something new. You never know what you would have never thought that you would like turns out to be a favorite. That's happened to me over and over again on this journey. Let's look inside this cap. For those of you not familiar with a basic cap, otherwise known as a machine-made cap. That's what that looks like. There's no lace monofilament, parting space, lace front. We've got ear tabs with lots of hair sewn in, so you get a lot of good coverage on the sides. Extended nape with soft material over it. We've got pull adjusters, otherwise known as bra strap adjusters, and the rest is open wefted. This is so lightweight with very little permatease and a low density of hair. This is actually pretty cool. Now, wigs are going to be a little bit hot, regardless of the even low density, because you're putting something on your head. So if you tend to run warm all the time like I do, that may take some getting used to. I recommend that you go with a shorter piece, a lighter density, and very little permatease. That will help a lot with that, and that's all what this one has. This is very tuckable. You can tuck it, so that can really change up the look of the style. You can use accessories with it. There's just a lot you can do with shorter wigs like this. And so if you're looking for lightweight, low density, little permatease, this could be a good one if you love the choppy look of this. Like I said, this is one of Name Brand Wigs' best sellers. That's why they sent her to me, because I thought, you know, they thought and I thought it would be a great idea to show you some of the top sellers, so you know what people are loving. Let's take a look at this color, Creamy Toffee R. This is a kind of a gold blonde color. We do have a slight root on this one. It is very, very subtle. Honestly, you guys, this root is barely a shadow. It's not a long root. You can't see it like coming down far. It literally looks like a shadow on the top of your head. So if you like warm yellow blondes and you struggle with long rooting, but you can maybe do a shadow of a root, this one's great, and it's not dark at all. And then the rest of this is just a really dynamic mix of like light gold blonde and honey. There is every now and then a pop of a lighter color that gives this really dynamic interest, but it is absolutely more of a yellow blonde, more of a warm blonde. This is not ashy at all. You also may be noticing some shine on this one. I do think that, so this is regular synthetic. Regular synthetic fibers can look a little shiny, especially in lots of light. If you're just inside someone's living room, you're probably not going to see, or your own living room, you're not going to see a lot of shine. But if you're, you know, under fluorescent lighting, then you might notice more shine. That is true often. See, this one, it just wants to spring out. Don't worry about that. That can be easily fixed. Even the heat of your hands may be able to take care of that. The more gold, yellow blondes, dark browns, those can sometimes look a little shiny in regular synthetic. Some dry shampoo will help. Even cornstarch, just anything to sort of tamp down that shine. Shine does dissipate over time. So the more you wear it, the more you wash it, the less shiny it will become over time. If you are going to look at regular synthetic fibers and blondes, this is something to learn to deal with, because it's common, very, very common. How many people are really going to notice it? That's another question, but I know that question is something you might be wondering, so I wanted to address it. Let's get outside so you can see this color outside. Thanks once again to Name Brand Wigs for sending me this cute Cameron to share one of your best sellers. That's fun. Thanks so much, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Right, friends, we have some very direct sunlight on this color. I think it's always important to remember when you're looking at wig colors, or just any colors, the color can change depending on the lighting. So if I were out here on a bright but cloudy day, this is going to look ashier than it does with the sun directly on it, because the sun provides warm light, if that makes sense. I just think that's really important to be aware of. Color changes dramatically depending on the lighting that's on it. All right, there you go. Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.